afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane. The one, the only master propaganda off here till 1 vs. 1 on Arnhem Checkpoint. In the north, it is Jove, fighting for America, freedom, democracy. The 2nd Armored Division, versus in the south, it is Aimstrong, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the, let's just say, 116th Panzer Division Winhund, with Strategic Reserves, Jaeger Infantry and Elite Troops, double Panzer Grenadier, 1 Stormtrooper Bulletins, versus Armour, Urban Assault and Rifle Company here for Jove, with triple infantry there. Certainly a less than fully typical set of American doctrines there. Double Pioneers, 74 the Aimstrong, highly indicating a Tier 2 rush strategy, since there's no infantry company, there's no grenadiers and other stuff. Jove there committing to more standard basic American infantry, the GI. Pioneers moving eastwards there, Pioneers moving westwards, MG42 following up. We'll have to see where it goes with that one, though it's starting to look, about to say it's heading eastwards, but he's moving more towards the centre with that one. Joe rushing for the fuel put in with the western, the echelon rafting following up to connect territory, and looks like a second rifle squad will be heading eastwards. That way, both players are sort of trying to aim for broader starts, and go rushing on both of the house here. Who can get in first, who can kick in the door and lock the other one, and there you go. Ends up being the Pioneers as the rifleman. MG42 moving up. We'll have to see where positions that one. And he may try and wire off the intense here, maybe not. Got the CoH2 moving eastward. Sandbags up here. Bit of shooting there. Might want to get the MG42 to help deal with the rifle in there. Pioneers backing out. And we got a third rifle on the way there. We got a bit of barbed wire here. Second MG42 up there for Aimstrong. And then likely move into the Tier 2 element. And then sort of switch towards Panzer Grenadiers, sort of to form up an actual infantry element versus the Americano. And there you go, rifleman routed. Grabbing up here, note that he's sandbagging first. Apparently he probably could have done that differently. He's probably busy with what's going on the west side there, or he would have done it from the other side of the sandbags there, but still sandbagging in. This is going to help defend. Pioneers here going for the CoH2. We've got a reaction squad nearby, MD4 to cover there. Second M42 also moving in. So it looks like Aimstrong is going pretty hard here against Joe's fuel, looking to pull off some sort of bolder disruptive start. Take up while it's happening. You can notice there's a fuel drop there. Pioneers moving straight into the fuel point here after the point has been cut off. Doesn't feel like he needs to do anything else there. Almost got the fuel point there. There's going to be tricky here for Aimstrong to defend with all his force on the west, so he can't really hold his fuel very efficient. So again, it's a bit risky here in some ways what Aimstrong is up to against Jove, and if it of course fails, he can find himself in a pretty sticky spot. He can begin going for Panzer Grenadiers almost right away as soon as the tech is done. He's got the manpower. Of course, he's going to need a bit of transportation to get them to the front line rapidly, at least in theory. M4 coming out, rifling quick and getting express. Pioneers moving in. Reasons covering up the fuel point again. And we've got a rifle squad moving to the centre, which is absolutely unoccupied by either side. There's absolutely no sign of anyone else except Joe's rifle squad. Other squad here holding back. Might be there might be more MT42s there. He's only seen one, but he's probably figuring here that Aimstrong is going for the Tier 2 rush. I mean, there's at least one more machine gun about, and he doesn't, of course, know it's all the way down here. But still, Joe there, I think, is in many ways making the safe assumption. But I'll wait. Panzer squad on the way there for Aimstrong and the German army. We'll have to see what ends up with them. In both, at least 2 of the doctrines have access to Tiger races, so Tiger race could certainly be very high likelihood. Only one has access to Stormtroopers, that would be this one. But of course, there's always room for, say, Panzer Formologies and other stuff here, though. Considering he hasn't gone for it right away for this organization, it seems less likely. Jaeger, for the course, always a classic as well to a certain degree. Pioneers the flamethrowers, CoH2 point being hit. Panzer Grenadiers MD42 would like them to counter attack and recapture that. Of course, got to push for that point as well. MD42 opening up there. I imagine Jove is taking up, or in fact already has, there we go, Lieutenant, so that's going to mean M20s and Stuart light tanks. Panzers the MD42 pushing back their reasons there by the CoH2 pump, but the other one has to be captured in service of Das Vaterland. Up north here again, more sandbags there from Aimstrong. Very consistent sandbagging, by the way. I think you should have brought up the MD42 to back them up rather than trying to get a point here with them. That's just a small thing there for me. MD42 Panzer going up for the CoH2 point to deal with rifle there. Pioneers from the other side, force them out into the open. Very good play there by Aimstrong. Rifle pushing from the other side. Need to get the stuff there. Pioneers holding the line. MD42 is bringing in there for Aimstrong. MD42 repositioning. Feeling out apparently the Panzer because the Pioneers got the control shift elsewhere. And there goes second Panzer squad out there for Aimstrong, putting up 2 Pioneers, 2 MD42s, and 2 Panzer Grenadiers. And we got there Joe with a fast M20 utility car. Interesting there as the Pioneers retreating. Fuel plant being hit, but it can rush in the Panzer to deal with those rifles in there. In fact, due to the terrain, it should be easy for them to get close. MD4 securing the centre here. So some aggressive fuel play here from both sides. They're looking to disrupt the other one's fuel flow. Of course, gain the upper hand. Joe following up with an ambulance in the wake of the M20. Interesting enough, he's bringing in the Pioneers, not the Panzer Grenadiers there. That seems a bit curious there. Maybe there's some sort of slip-up. Anyways, Pioneers back here can begin building the light mechanized company map, and we'll be seeing that. A few light vehicles, in particular on a map like this, can be very useful. And we got the doctrinal choice here. First one, it's Aimstrong with elite troops. Opening up for G43s, concussive grenades, stormtroopers, and of course, Panzer Tactician, and finally, Tiger Ace. Panzer Million, both squads are by working together, just for the retreat path of rifling there quite a bit, so if Jove ends up being too late, the Panzer Grenadiers actually have a pretty good shot at wiping them. But there you go, quickly falls back here. Nice play there by Jove. MG42 they're being outmaneuvered, M20 armored skirts being added. He's going to need that 2-2 out soon to help deal with that. Jove I think, has a pretty good chance of taking out the MG42 since it's going to be retreating across a lot of negative cover. Like to make a nice coming little stun, could slightly speed it up there. And there you go, he actually gets the rifle squad, though that's pretty helpful there for Aimstrong. Bit unpleasant there for Joe, obviously. Stuck around for too long, but again, Panzer Grenadier squads in this regard quite handy for sort of just dealing with retreating units due to their higher rate of fire. So a little fun note there. Back here though, 2-2 on the way. MG42 bar got white within the boundaries of Aimstrong's space. That was actually kind of lucky that prevents Joe from actually nabbing it, unless like he moves up there with infantry by, moves it straight in front of it, pops smoke, and then line the infantry. So that's going to be rather tricky and could still backfire there on Jove. So I can understand why he didn't do it. I mean, it was, you know, further away from Aimstrong's space. I could see it happening, but you know, right there, he'd have to be absolutely bananas. Also, we got an M6 anti-tank mine down there from Joe. That's lovely. That is very lovely. Unless you're Aimstrong, in which case, that's bad if you hit it. As it can take out the 2-2 in one hit, and of course, any tanks that hit it will be immobilized immediately. Quick hit there. Joe's Aimstrong subbing up right there. Perhaps his sensors went off there. I think Joe is trying to bait him over it. Perhaps Aimstrong senses something is off there. He's just being naturally cautious because, you know, most players tend not to go for M20 scores. Even fewer players tend not to use the mines. But, you know, if someone like Joe's going for it, there's a chance they might actually be using that stuff. So we'll have to see there. Either way, though, is he going for minesweepers? He's not. Troops falling back here in the west. In the east, we've got a big push with rifle squads. We've got two panzer squads nearby that could deal with it if we can sort of work together here. And of course, you can rush in the 2-2 to sort of assist further. Bomb grenade here will be quite effective. There you go, Gabati landing on the rifleman. Joe the dodges it, loses no one really there. Panzers meanwhile taking heavy casualties. More Panzers moving in, need to retreat. And again, if you could get the 2-0 here, that'd also be very helpful there for Aimstrong. The other option at this point is to somehow hope the Storm, he can call in Storms to save the day there. Another grenade. Didn't quite work out either. And there we go. Heavy Panzer grenade losses there for Aimstrong. Rifleman they were able to deal with it quite deftly. 2-2 moving finally away from the west towards the east. And Aimstrong moving one of the forces here towards the car front to deny Jove resources. Can soon go for the medic bunker there. Panzer Grenadiers retreating here for reinforcement and healing, both of which are most direly needed. Back here we got the M20 setting out once more for Jove. We got the Stuart Light tank following up in the Stuart Light. Oh, can't. Oh, there we go. Stuart Light following with M20. Medic bunker being upgraded. Mortar on the way as well for the Jove to help here with Aimstrong support weapons. Reinforcing and lightly getting some healing in there to bring up back up the Pioneers here against the M20 utility car, which was basically just a Greyhound without the turret with some slight modifications. They were basically, I think, primarily utilised as sort of support vehicles for tank destroyers like the M36 Jacks to basically sort of spot ahead for them and prepare positions and the likes. Little fun fact there. We got mines there in the centre from Aimstrong, the telemines. Very good, very good. Comes to their reinforcing, good to go. We'll have to see if it actually goes for any G43s. I mean, most players don't, but I suppose there's always room here for Aimstrong deciding to buck the trend there. Not going straight towards the fuel point here, might be worried about something hiding in ambush. Mortar moving up here, backed up by reassaults, and of course the M20. And they got minesweepers by them. We can see there Aimstrong also got them. In fact, he spots the mine here. And I imagine he's going to spot here Aimstrong's telemine as well. So now the player really going to get their mines to go off in the face of the other one's vehicles. Going for the fuel point there, Panzers pushing through the centre here. Heavy assault rifle fire there, hosing down the American infantry. MG42 there coming up the flank against rifle, but the car point still being hit, and the fuel point as well. Stuart moving in there. Lacking anti-tank weapons though, he's got most of the 2-2 here, so he's going to have to go for the Pack 40. Or he's going to have to be absolutely bananas and just somehow try and figure, you know what, I don't need anti-tank weapons. Popping incendiary piercing rounds, he's pretty much just banking on the fact that Jove doesn't think anyone would do that, and that's of course exactly what Aimstrong does. quickly gaining some experience. They did some lockdowns. He's pushing back the vehicles here from the centre. Panzer scored there by moving in, but it's very low on health and probably should be retreating, to be honest. MD42 there also needs to get out of there soon. Still gained a bunch of experience just from hosing away there. Fight for the Western Fuel Point continues as well. I mean, you're generally not seeing this type of action typically on Arnhem Checkpoint, to be honest. Particularly this side of the map tends to be a lot less harassed in that sense, but both players sort of going hard at the other fuel points there. So that's nice to see, and certainly also very educational. MD42 they're falling back, Pack 40 on the way there, and we got Tech as well there. Aimstrong hitting both buttons there with all the fury he can muster, and trying to take up the Telemine here. Attacking ground, hoping to set it off. There we go. Telemine kaput. Alongside a bench. 415 versus 463. Victory points whilst they're reasonably close to each other. We got the take up almost down there for Aimstrong. Western point they're secure. Mortar moving about here for Jove and America. I was about to say Germany because that's how he usually plays. Weapon max up as well, opening up for bars and bazookas. Panzer versus the M20. Sadly, they lack the firepower to stop that. And the 2-2 that is moving in. But still, it's going to take a bit of a while to get these ultimately up the Pack 40. Probably figuring that Jove might back up the M20 with the Stuart Light tank. But so far, though, it's elsewhere.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Clearing up a few fields of fire as well there, I guess. No additional infantry for Aimstrong. You might want to try and push up to 3 squads, maybe adding more Panther Grenadiers or Stormtrooper squads, since Sir Field is usually a bit too short. Additionally, Jove has got 4 infantry squads, so in that regard, Jove does have a bit more in that sense presence. M20 are flanking the MD42, very good. Troops are healing and force, need to get them move up to the eastern side to contest Jove's push there. And we got the 2-2 going for the M20, some heavy damage going on here. MD42, they're low on health already. Rather than being equipped with the BR, we got a 50 cal following up here for Jove, and there you go. Stuart in the way there. Pack 40's nearby. Can he bait it into the Pack 40 though? Can he take it out? There we go. Nice work there. Might just be able to take it out. Might just be able to take it out. It's going to be a close here though for Aimstrong. Oh! A bit too slow there with the pack. And the 2-2 goes down. M4 sitting up. Can't do anything about it. Can't stop the rifle. Pack 40 trying to turn about here. Need to be fast. They need to be fast. Too slow there. And the MD4 is getting wiped out. Panzer's moving in. They're hosing down the riflemen. Heavy damage are being inflicted thanks to the Sturmgewehr and Physic, and there's a good chance of wiping there. Go another off squad down here in service of democracy back here. Troops signaling forcing. Can begin building the support corps. They're not quite doing anything with it. And we got the Stuart there falling back. Note the very, very extraneous route he's taken in the center. MD4 being assaulted. The rifle need to retreat. That's not a good spot there, I think, for Aimstrong. And we got assault units. We got armor company. We got some pretty late assault units here from Joe. I usually do not see something like that. So, and this match is definitely getting interesting. And there we go. He should have retreated. He's trying to stick around here. And Aimstrong is, punished and loses the MD42. Bit of a blow there. Panzer launching a sneak assault there on the lieutenant in the east. Almost got the fellow, but didn't quite land a second wipe there against Jove. So Paul McCrop, he can go for a fast Ostwind or Stug, or likely try and go for the Panzer IV. As for Jove, he is yet to take up, so there might be some room here for Aimstrong to push back hard now. Jove, I'd still recommend a bit more infantry. Rifle sees in the centre point. Rifle in the western point. We got MD42 Pioneers moving out of here. I'm transitioning out again. I think he's only been laying down 1 mine with it, though, so far. Would be interesting if he laid down more. Well, he can go for an Ostwind and go for the Stug now again. He could be saying that from the Panzer IV. We'll obviously see what it ends up with here for Aimstrong. Well, actually, he can't go for the Ostwind. He needs a bit more fuel for that. They did slightly nerf that one. I forgot to make a video about it. They've just been a bit busy lately. I was just rather exhausted. M20 sending in here, though. Striking forwards for America. Panzers there falling back. Lacking a bit of support there to back them up. And there goes Stormtroops finally arriving here for Aimstrong, adding a Panzer wreck. That's an interesting choice here. And there we go. Flak Panzer falling in there for Aimstrong. Right now, though, Jove is hitting pretty hard here to Aimstrong. Aimstrong is struggling to sort of maintain cohesion in the face of this. Panzer moving in against Rifleman, doing some damage. Flak Panzer slowly on the way. Assault's bringing a bit of a problem there for the Panzer. They're low on health, otherwise they could. Oh, they are still winning in. Particularly into the game 82, which causes now much more formidable. Here, Panzer has the reaction, but they're being dealt here with those Stuart, and there's also an M20 nearby, which could prove to be a further problem. Black Panzer almost down there for Aimstrong, and Germany need to retreat those Panzers before they get wiped, though. That'd be quite a blow here to him. what they're reinforcing. Stormtroopers upgraded. Note he's not upgraded them with MP40s. Oh, there you go. You could also add G43s to them if you wanted to instead. Got the flak panzers out there though for Aimstrong. The Ostwind Flak Panzer IV. The Flak Panzer IV Ostwind are the troops back here reinforcing. Bring in Pioneer Stormtroopers and packs to back up the counter-attack into this to reclaim the fuel there. Mine's proved considered there, but I think he hears something in the horizon and quickly gets out of there. Pack shoots, misses. Stood taking light damage from the Flak Panzer and quickly turns his eye to the reactions, maybe to prevent them from getting the fuel, but rendered neutral, but that's not going to happen. Stormtroopers bring in Pioneers as well. Can he land a one on the reactions? Joe certainly seems to think they're going to not survive, so he's already going for another squad there. And certainly looks like Jove here gets correctly. Bit of damage to the Stuart light tank, half health already. Quickly steering clear of the rifle there, which are the popping anti-tank rifle there, which certainly decreased the mobility of the Ostwind. That'd be a big problem there for Aimstrong. He needs to get the fuel point back again. Back here, troops more or less good to go. Jove has already taken up, very good. Well, obviously, if it goes, so you go for Shermans, you go for bulldozer Shermans. I suppose that doesn't quite take, and you could go for M10s. So there's a faster option here. Flak Panzer falling back a bit. 300 points left for Aimstrong versus Jove's 442. Panzer MG42 can attack there towards the west to free up a path towards the fuel point there. More Panzer staying up. We got the Ostwind as well. And we got G43s actually going up there for Aimstrong's Panzer gunners. In fact, both squads being upgraded with them. An interesting choice there. Mortar there being rushed by the Ostwind. That seems like it was reloading right there. Stormtroopers versus the M20 without much support there. They got one Panzer and the M20 is basically just pushing them back so they can't fire it. Cheeky move there by Jove, obviously, but effective. Ostwind with Panzer support in the centre, fifth car they're proving a problem. There you go, grenade off. Concussive grenade, and the Stormtroopers got wiped. They're not paying attention, they better blow their teams, and that's, you know, a bunch of manpower and munitions gone. And of course leaves him back with just 2 infantry squads, which is not really what I think at this point Aimstrong wants. He wants 3, if not possibly 4. Ostwind going for the Stuart light tank. Panzer quickly moving to, I think, occupy the flank here to ensure no one can sneak up with bazookas and find him down in the Ostwind. Very good idea there. In fact, he does have a bazooka team in form of the lieutenant nearby, but that's all unit's going to be a problem there. Black Panzer and half health, 6 kills. Could maybe consider a grenade here. And there you go, fresh Stormtrooper squad out here. MP40s this time around. No attempt at Panzer strikes here, in part because he can't afford it. Successfully routed Jove in the east. In the west, slow movement there as well with the other Panzer Grenadier squad, which has so far not been routed. And the Flak Panzer already falling back for repairs. One Pioneer squad can quickly get the job done now. At least start beginning to work on it. MG4 trooling up as well. Back at base for Jove. We got nothing further happening there. It's only looking like, well, he could still go for the Sherman. I mean, he's just got the resources for it, and certainly would put some pressure on the Ostwind and the infantry. He could, of course, also go for the M10 just to hit the Ostwind really hard, or he could go for the M36. Jackson's really worried about Aimstrong going for more armour. Flak Panzer being fixed up. M20 is, of course, in quite a bit of havoc there to Aimstrong. He's lacking sort of an easy way to deal with it, and Jove is taking full advantage of that with 15 kills so far. Quite good in there. In the West Panzer there is the Stuart light tank. Need to retreat pretty schnell in the centre. Flak Panzer trying forwards. 7 kills, close to veterans to 1. He's probably going to need some Stooks to back things up. Still no sign of armour there from Jove. I mean, there's also the option he might just try and go straight for the bulldozer. Sherman's down there. Going here for the M20 with the Ostwind. Veterans to 1 gain. Smoke pop. Can he take it out though? He's probably going to try though. And he gets away though, making use of its incredible speed there to swoop away from the Flak Panzer. Close one there though, and we got a second pack 40 here for Aimstrong. More anti-tank to help deal with Jove's armor, and he's going for the M10 tank destroyer, also known as the Wolverine, or the Achilles by the British. If we could lay down Telemans, that'd be great, in particular as the M10s, which are going to be pretty swift, at which point, considering particularly he has got no Panzerfausts, he's going to lack a way of sort of denying them the speed besides Telemines. So I feel like Telemines are probably actually more worth it than Panzer and the Stormtroopers, but that might just be me.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
264 versus 426. That's all units sitting up. Stood hanging back here. 5 kills, veterans 2. Panzer Grenadier sitting forwards there for the fatherland. Black Panther then getting the Stuart light tanks. Some light hits there, going for the assault engineers. 8 kills. Panther occupying here. Could do with some mortar support, to be honest. I mean, that's definitely, I think, one thing that could help out during the longer fun, which is something Aimstrong is lacking, mortar support. Of course, it would mean he had to backtech, but I don't think there's anything wrong in backteching at this point for a mortar. Then again, he might just be playing for a Panzer IV first, since, I mean, he's got the fuel now, he just needs a bit of manpower for it. Pioneer screening the advance of the Flak Panzer to ensure there's no bazooka teams hiding out in the buildings, which would be a big problem there for Aimstrong's Flak Panzer. That's a good move there. Very good move. Panzer they need to retreat from the church here, packed down the flank, but I want to get a bit further forwards there. M10 moving in, so now, I mean, Aimstrong definitely knows Joe's gone for an M10 tank destroyer, and that there's no way around that one. Flak Panzer or Panther on the way there again. Versus the M10s, I would definitely recommend Stugs. But again, he's got the dog pack 40 probably thinking they can just do it, and which extent they can, but of course, M10s are really fast. The other option actually be equipping a Panzer gun to squat with Panzer restriction, in which case he'd probably have to go for another one. And there go M10 being caught at least by one of them. Ram then being caught with the Flak Panzer. Half 852 on that Flak Panzer, Ram then down to half health, but there you go, several hits here on it. Pack 40s also being routed, Panzer gun is moving up, MD40 coming as well, need to turn the Pack 40s around it quickly. Mach schnell. Bit slow there, bit slow, and this is going to keep, I think, sort of a nice wide arc here, cutting them out. The smoke pop, which could actually be a bit counterproductive here for Aimstrong, it's going to make it harder for his packs to hit it. Storm swinging up with the Panzer, M10 swooping around there. And there you go, takes it out, M20 moving from the other side. Flak Panzer abandoned, and oh, got the M10 though. And the M20 actually takes out the Osman there. Pack 40 about to get cleared out. Quick hit from the Pack 40 and the Stuart light tank. Down to half health, but it gets away. Still, he's got the Panzer IV, and now Jove has nothing there. He's also filling a bit of manpower. He needs to go for another tank destroyer. He needs to go for Shermans. Back here, troops reinforcing. Need more pressure on the left flank as well here versus Jove, I feel. And again, a bit more infantry, I feel like could go a long distance here for Aimstrong at the moment. There we go, another M10 tank destroyer for Wolverine, or for Jove, not for Wolverine. Aimstrong sending his Panzer IV in pretty aggressively here. Kind of risky there, to be honest. Could backfire on him. CoH2 being hit, they need some force to counterattack. Got the Panzers moving in and getting Raffen there with their G43s and their Sturmgewehr. Since they got now only one Sturmgewehr, 3 G43s. Panzer the Lieutenant, go Raffen routed. Storms there trying to sort of pull off some sneaky stuff, but they're not quite successful. Again, a mortar here would really do Aimstrong a lot of good. Panzer from the through here, catching the Lieutenant there in a pretty bad spot, forcing away. Panzer backing up. They know, of course, with the Veterans 1, they can easily keep pace with the Panzer IV, making for a much stronger combined arms force here for Aimstrong. 200 points left here, needs to do some heavy work there against Jove's infantry. Flanking the assault engineers, crashing their cover, and the assault engineers in the same move. Could take out the mortar here, that would certainly be good. But there you go, there's a problem now ramming here. Joe is charging the M10 to give Aimstrong a hard time. His anti-tank guns aren't quite within range. Panzer down to half health. Then we got fresh movement on the right flank from Jove as well. Back here, troops reinforcing. Need to get them back in the fight though, fast. And we got another Stormtroop squad there. So now Aimstrong is up at 4 infantry squads, very good. Hitting the western victory point. Need to fix out that Panzer IV though. Aimstrong need to be more careful. And there you go, good hit, good hit. Ooh, almost lost the Pioneers, so need to retreat those. Eastern 1 being seized there by Jove and the 3rd Armoured. 116th Panzer to be shown struggling a bit here. Fixing the Panzer IV, Pack 40's nearby as well. Got the zooming in against the Panzerjägers. Panzer Grenadiers is not Panzerjägers, then upgrade with the Panzer VI. There's some bazooka team opening up. Need to get that Panzer Grenadier squad out of the house. Western Victory Point C. Centre 1 also in control of Aimstrong and the 116th. Quick shot there. Fire. Missing the Stuart though. Bit of a blow there. And we got the M10 trying to sneak in on the Panzer IV. Just deal with that. Back here, some Pioneers waiting here reinforcement. Seizing points so far east. Or far west, not east. That's the exact opposite end of the map. But there you go. Going straight into the Pack 40s and the Panther 4. Heavy damage here. Could he take it out? Could he take it out without losing the Panther 4? Oh! Nope, he might just push his luck a bit too far there, going to tank rocket it, which could mean the M10 could swoop in and take it out. Oh, pop smoke. Still suffers the damage. And again, we got the Stormtroopers moving on the other side. You get the Storm to deal with, and there you go. Gauging out of there. Stu moving in. Almost got the Assault Engineers, but no, they get away, they get away. Quick smoke grenade against the house there with the machine gun in it. Panther 1 down, he repairs. Back here, troops reinforcing. We can go for another Panther 4 now. We could, of course, just go for a bunch of Stoogs. And we got the Bulldozer Sherman out here for Joe. I think that's going to necessitate a Stoog here from Aimstrong because the packs, I think, are going to struggle against that one. That's going to will be where Stoogs, I think, will come much more handy. Season Eastern field playing with the Riflemen. Panzers or Storms squad, they're retreating. Lots of troops healing and reinforcing. More retreating as well for reinforcement and healing. Aimstrong's frontline forces are being depleted here quite aggressively by Joe. We got another Panther on the way for him, though. 4 kills there. M4 flanking the right from here. Bulldozer showing forward there. Pack 40's in a bit of a sticky spot there. Target weak point, if he had the munitions, would be probably pretty good here. But now there's the other problem, which of course is not only are the packs going to struggle a bit, they're also bunched up, making it easier for the Sherman that way to steal damage to both of them. But in this case, though, Jove is quick to back off, deciding he might be playing a bit too risky of a game here. Panzer moving out, back up with MB42, flanking the right from here. And the MB42 will arrive. That's his second MB42 gone. Panther 4 good to go, second one almost done as well. 159 versus 408. Joe remains strong in control of the switch change versus Aimstrong. Panther 4 moving ahead and getting the reaction. There we go, good hit, good hit. And routed. Ooh, bazooka dropped. Quick engagement there. Second Panther 4 moving in. M10 flanking in. Pack 40s are not quite within range. There you go. Quick Pack 40 hit here on the M10 tank. Destroyed bazooka team from Lieutenant there. Napped another bazooka. Coming here with the Panther 4s. So I'm going to try and take it out, but could risk losing the Panther 4s, which would not be good here by if Aimstrong. He's not really in the situation I feel like he can afford armoured losses. Not without actually inflicting any on Joe that are much more severe. Good hit on the Lieutenant there, but not quite enough to finish off the deal. Of bastards back here, troops in reinforcing, needs to get them moving up, and again needs to put more pressure on the left flank if possible. Needs to keep sort of Joe guessing a bit. Panther 4 close to X4. We got 2. We got the Bulldozer Sherman there charging ahead here for Jove and for Democracy. More mines down there from Jove as well. Very nice. Moving up the right flank here, close to the ace level. There we go. Infantry on the west side, active moving for that western push, are encountering severe issues, and without armor support, they're going to be in for a bit of a sticky time. One Panther moving in hesitantly, but it is heavily damaged. And might not even survive an encounter there with Joe's M6 anti-tank mine. So on the right flank, continuing from there for MB42, forcing it away. $15 kills, ace level on those Panther Grenadiers. Other squad at 16 kills. Turning head straight at the Panther 4. Oh, Telemine! Oh, not Telemine, but the M6 mine went off, taking out Joe's M10 tank destroyer. It did actually take something out, it just ended up not being a German tank. That's got to feel a bit bitter there for Jove. Still 87 versus 408. Aimstrong's going to need to pull off some absolutely outstanding maneuvers soon if he wants to have a chance versus Jove, because Jove is in a pretty strong position just in terms of command point or victory points, and resource wise is not looking too shabby either. Panther going for the rifle there. Nice hit. I still feel like a mortar could be a really great investment for Aimstrong at some point in the future. Still going in here, ace level 9 kills. Veteran Panther Fall almost done, and there you go, another M10 tank shot for Jove. We got more stormtroopers for Aimstrong, and that's his 5th infantry squad now. He's committing hard now to infantry. And he's certainly what I would call at the max level there. He's going to lose the Panther on his other, I think. If he doesn't retreat soon. Yeah, they're dead. Bit of waste there for Aimstrong and the German army. Panther moving up with the limited support. It's going to, you know, struggle a bit to make an impact here against Jove. And this, by the way, note that M20 has now been on the field for quite some time. 26 kills, ace level. Certainly shows what an M20 can do in the hands of a deft and skilled player like Jove. Assault units almost taken out here by the Panther Fort. Back here we got Panther being assaulted here by the Lieutenant going for the bazookas. West side is very much open. In the east here, Panther again fighting on its own. Pretty risky stuff there by Aimstrong. And he must be starting to get a bit more worried about mines after seeing the one that took out, well, you know, Jove's M10. Panther moving in, engaging near the 5th car inside the house. Going straight for the M10 instead, perhaps. A bit risky. Need to be very careful. Oh, there goes Jove moving in. Could try and stand up the Panther 4, making an easy target for the M10 and whatnot. Halfway to the ace level here for Aimstrong's Panzerkampfwagen 4. We got 65 versus 8. 116th Panzer Division Windhund is in a pretty sticky spot. Fixing up the Panther 4. A lot of shooting around here in the centre. Jove's mortar there with 5 kills, Veteran 2. And in the east we got there Jove launching another assault to reclaim the eastern points here. Aimstrong remains in a precarious position. Got the Sherman moving in, another M10 out here for Jove. And his score's already got 1 out. That's going to put him at 2 M10s. Plus an otherwise small fleet of vehicles. Panther on the right, we got the M10 moving in there. In fact, no one could follow up. Aimstrong strongly, I think, should consider some Stugs, some Sturmgeschütz, since they're much faster and much more mobile, which I think on a larger map like Arnhem Checkpoint is much more critical. He's already lost 1 Pack 40. Fighting around here, Panther are being routed. Stormtroopers moving in, grabbing the point here. Panther 4 blitzing in here against the M10. Pretty ballsy move there. We got the HV rounds here from Jove. Now the M10 out. Pop smoke and then disengages with the Panther 4. Might just been hoping to pull back or push back Jove a bit here from the eastern points. Hard to say here. Panther 4 down to half health. Not looking good there. Engage here with the M10. He's going to have to blitz out of there. He can't afford to lose that almost ace Panther 4. Smoke popped by the other one. Nice move there by Aimstrong in the west here. Stormtroopers being routed by the Sherman. In the centre, a defence that is looking a bit desperate here with a few mixed Stormtrooper squads and an anti-tank gun. Panther in a lot of trouble. M10's going in there. Pack 40 firing away. Veteran 2's going to need more anti-tank support here. Panther 4's about to go down here. So close to Veteran 2. Pioneer's getting wiped out. The situation is looking hazardous here. Stormtrooper doing relations and the mortar. If you could steal that, that'd be great, but the problem is it kind of doesn't have an infantry nearby that can grab it without, you know, sacrificing the entire infantry squad, which is not something Aimstrong I think should be aiming for. 54 was a 387. Need to get those Stormtroopers out of there. There's only just 1 Panther 4. He could go for another one, but again, I'd strongly urge Sturmgeschütz. Machine gun lying about, a bit abandoned. Fixing up the Panzerkampfwagen 4 close to the ace level. And another Panzer 4 here for Aimstrong. Whatever happens, Aimstrong's faith in the Panzer 4 remains unblemished. Untarnished. Fixing up the tanks, just the light tanks and the light vehicles here. I mean, it's quite an armoured force if Jove has managed to assemble bulldozers. I mean, 2 tank destroyers, a light tank and a 20 utility car. That's quite a bit. I mean, he's really been doing great work with that M20 utility car as well, just in terms of like preservation and just damage with it. Even again, in one case, it did result in an M10 tank so getting blown off. And there's the tread. Panzer 4, they're almost done there for Aimstrong. Storms there ambushing a few officers and routing them. But too bad for them, there's a lot more Americans behind. Panzer on the way for that Stormtrooper squad. Pack 4 then gaining the Sherman. Of course, need to keep the flank a bit secure as well. Pack 4 being routed here by the Lieutenant Marine and his bazookas. Stormtroopers there routed, almost wiped out in fact. Pack being pushed back. The situation for Aimstrong is once more looking pretty ugly. Finally gets the Steward. Finally gets one of those light vehicles. I mean, that Steward has been an absolute thorn in the side of Aimstrong for so long. There's still the M20 though, which of course has also been a massive thorn in the side. Driving out in the open, getting absolutely hammered here by the Panzer IV. Casualties piling out there for Jove. His men are being torn apart here beneath withering crossfire from the Panzers. And there you go, ace level Panzer IV here for Aimstrong. Grenades up as well here for Jove now. Only increasing the combatability of his infantry and their lethality. Panzer going to squat their flank up behind the riflemen. The Suga team there almost taking out the Panzer IV. Need to pop smoke and get the hell out of there. Bar dropped here. Don't know if they could pick it up. Doesn't look like it. Panzer IV in trouble here with Bazooka teams coming in. Not enough infantry being nearby. Aimstrong's got very little left. There you go. Panzer IV down. Pack 40 being outmaneuvered. In the west here we got a Stormtrooper squad with a Panzer versus the M20 here, the ace level. We got 31 kills on that one now. 31. Aimstrong's situation is looking pretty bleak. We got the M20 though finally. I'm guessing because Joe forgot about it, but it's looking pretty dark here for him. 20 kills on these ace Panzer going to deal it. Not entirely sure how much those G43s have helped, to be honest. And personally, I feel like they're just a downgrade. Even though, no matter how much cheap they are, and you know you get free G43s, I still feel like they're a downgrade to the assault rifles, to be honest. Sherman on the way there for Jove, just a regular one. He's just pumping out his armor fleet bigger and bigger. 43 versus 351. Stormtrooper doing what they can. We got the M10 doing it. Troops healing, reinforcing. Sherman almost done there for Jove and the 2nd Armoured Division. And we got more Stormtroopers out there for Aimstrong. Got that Panther going eastwards there, machine gun lying about here in the now destroyed vignettes, going for the fuel point there now instead of the victory point. Since it's kind of defending that one though, it's a bit tense one there. Panther charging in 22 kills. Directing the bullish which gained 22. In the centre we got Stormtroopers, they're going for the point. We got Lieutenant with bazookas. Stormtroopers could try and contest it, but the flame front units, I don't think they stand much of a chance, so that's more serious support. Panzer IV on the east in a lot of trouble here for Aimstrong. Half Elf Array, we got M10s there, Vegetancy 2. Pack 40's nearby, but will it be enough? Will it be sufficient? Panzer's moving in there, Riesen's being shot to bits out in the open here. And routed. Could see a wipe, there we go. There's another casualties there for Jove and America, but probably not enough to slow them down. Units here seem to be pushed away. Stormtroopers hiding out, and they're not doing a very good job of hiding there. Direct hit from the Sherman. Takes out half the Stormtrooper squad. I don't think Aimstrong's realised what's going on. They're going to get wiped. Yup. Pack being flanked. The rifle needs to get the Panther on there, but the Panther 4's too rich bad position here. Fighting for the centre. Aimstrong is not giving up though. He keeps fighting, but the situation is not looking like it's improving anytime soon. I mean, he's going to have to pull off some absolutely stroke of genius here against Jove that just completely decimates him. Sherman moving in. Bit of Panzer Tech fire there. Not quite enough. Panzers are routed by the MD429 control there of Jove and the 2nd Armoured Division. Mortar hammering away. 116th Panzer Division was made up of the remnants of the shattered 16th Panzer Grenadiers from the Eastern Front, and then a tank and training replacement battalion stationed somewhere in, I think it was Brittany. So, little fun fact, it was actually more sort of a coastal defence unit, but it was sort of described as a tech and training replacement unit, but yeah, that basically became the 116th Panzer to be shown. Pack 40 got another Sherman. Good hit there with the Panzerabwehr on it. Stormtroopers round it. Panzer 4 moving in there. 24 kills. Shoots and gets some kills on the machine gun. But now with main gun. Storm squad wiped out. Aimstrong and the 116th Panzer shown is deeply struggling here against Jove. Double Panzerschrecks here, at least a Panzerschreck and a bazooka, so inform them to more of an actual anti-tank in here to hunt down Jove's armour. Almost got that M10. Panther 4 charging in there, going for the blitz. He's getting those stormtroopers out there, about to get murdered. Pack 40 moving in sort of support here. 27 kills there on the Ace Panther 4. Fighting for the center, we've got 36 versus 357. More hammering away there, having been recruited. Aimstrong failed to capture and deny it to the Amerikaner. Major there, being routed in a major way. And almost wiped out in a major way. And it could still happen. M10 charging in there, Pack 40 trying to provide some sort of support on the right flank, but it's not working out. He lacks machine guns, he lacks infantry, he lacks everything. Storms are about to get wiped out. Moments away from death. Pack 40 wiped out, Storms was wiped out. Aimstrong's forces are now rapidly falling apart here. $28 kills on the Ace Panther 4. 25 versus 337. Need to fix up this Panther 4. Jove has a sizable force now. Pack being destroyed there. We got more stormtroopers out for Aimstrong. He's just frantically calling them, somehow looking to buy more time and somehow looking to pull off some sort of move that, you know, pushes back Jove. But the question is, can he manage that? Can he manage that? I mean, the situation right now for Aimstrong is pretty desperate. I mean, he's down to 14 points, 12 points. He's bleeding out there. Can Castle Grenade their strong things to sweep them down. 10 points left. He's managed to buy himself a few more moments, but is it enough? Troops being routed, MD42 hammering away there, backing up. Jove's assault to reclaim these 10 points. Center 1 is standing still, at least for now. Of course, they can rapidly change. That's another M6 anti-tank line by. Oh, that's actually an M5 using the assault units. Good work there. Going for center point, we got a desperate holdout here from Jove with a few storms. Or Aimstrong with a desperate holdout there, but it's not looking good. We got 10 points still left here. Storms are doing what they can in these, but it's not looking good. 9 points left. Ace Panther 4 moving in. Almost got the machine gun here. Another Panther 4 for Aimstrong. Never Strooks. 5 points left. Pentagon squad about to get wiped out. And there you go. GG, game over. A loss for the German army, a victory for America, freedom, democracy, a nasty fight here on Arnhem Checkpoint. I feel in part the issue here for Aimstrong was just he kept fighting it slightly wrong. Again, he tried to fight like it was a smaller map. The problem is that didn't quite work out, and then Joe was just consistently outmaneuvering, whereas Aimstrong was just constantly playing catch up. He should aim for more mobile strategy with more 2-2s and Panzerschrecks, I think, or at least, you know, more Stugs and Ostwinds. Because definitely the Panther 4s, once the M10 came in on the field, began struggling quite a bit there. And in that regard, I think just more Stugs and Ostwinds would allow just more cost efficiently field a larger force to sort of, you know, contain more of the battlefield against Jove with more firepower. And I think you should not go on for the Pack 40s again. They're also sluggish. They're strong to keep pace. In most cases, didn't actually do a lot there versus the armor. You know, a lot of times when they did, it'd still be quickly bypassed and ignored. So in this regard, again, the Pack 40s just didn't quite manage as much as would like to. Maybe one Pack 40 would be fine, but I feel like two Pack 40s was a bit much. And more Telemans would also been very helpful there for Aimstrong. Still, nice play there, but Joe, good use of the doctrine, good use of the units, like the M10 really did a lot there. Even if his man only managed to take out, you know, an M10 tank destroyer, he at least did a lot of damage with it. It was also very frustrating there for Aimstrong. Again, he was sort of constrained by and sort of struggling to break out from its strangleholds. I mean, good use of their light vehicles, good use of doctrine there by Aimstrong. And Jove, keep messing up their names for some reason today. But it's well played there by both, but again, just a bit better played by Jove. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something phenomenal. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell your enemies. And if you like what I do, you can donate or you can pledge on Patreon, support the Propagandacast that way. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching and hope to see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye.